Hi guys, it's Sarah from Losing It For Me 42 with my 10-month update. So today is August 26, 2017, and it is 10 months since I had VSG, or vertical sleeve gastrectomy surgery. I had surgery on October 26, 2016. My high weight was from April of 2016, in which I was 389 pounds. Day of surgery, I was 324, so I lost 65 pounds. And because it's a monthly update, I'll give you lots of stats. Excuse me while I drink my coffee, because there is not enough coffee in the world. And I'll get into that in a little bit. So let's do all the stats. So I've had an overall loss of 151.2 pounds. Oh, I should say how much I weigh now. That's helpful. I currently weigh, of course I didn't write it down. Yes, I did write it down. I currently weigh 237.8 pounds. So I came at you guys possibly last week-ish. But the last time I came at you, I was 235.8, so that's a 2-pound gain. Not really surprised. I went up 3 pounds and have come back down at least 1 pound. It's been a rough time, and I'll get into that later. But so, to finish my stats, the overall loss is 151.2 pounds. Since surgery, I've lost 86.2 pounds. My goal weight from my surgeon, which is, I want to say, I know I did this math at some point. I think it's 65% of my excess body weight. I did figure out that it was an actual, percentage that made sense. Is 220, and that is about, I think it's 65% of my excess body weight. And I have 17.8 pounds to go until I hit that. I am 89.5% of the way there since the beginning, and I am 82.9% since to that goal since surgery. I really liked it when that percentage matched the month number, and 82 does not match 10. For a while there, I was like, I'm 70% of the way there, and it's month 7, and I'm 80% of the way there, and it's month 8, and now I'm 82.9%. I'm doing good, though. I've lost 151 pounds in about a year and a half, and that is not a bad thing. Because, I'm not driving and I can read things, I even took measurements, and this was good because I haven't done this in quite a while. So I'm going to go off of measurements. Unfortunately, I am one of those people who didn't take measurements at the beginning. I didn't do anything at the beginning, including take pictures. Looking back, I definitely wasn't convinced that this time anything would happen. I had gone through the process for surgery a few times, and I was just feeling so... even the fact that my surgeon required me to lose, I think it was like 10% of my weight. It wasn't even my excess, it was just 10%. To qualify for surgery was really daunting. That's 38 pounds. That's not a little amount. And I think it was by the time that I had lost that I was like, oh, this is actually happening. So I took pictures then, I took measurements, and I really should have done it from the beginning, but I know, looking back, that I wasn't fully convinced that this was going to happen, so I wasn't as, thinking of all of that stuff. So this was from June of last year. And by that time, I had gotten down to about 350, which is when I really started to record most things. So starting at the bottom, a calf difference from 20.5 inches to 15 inches, which is a loss of 5.5 inches in my calf. I only did one, even though my original is 2, I only did 1. And so we're going to go off the right side, even though that's my smaller side. I've noticed I have like an inch or 2 difference between my right and my left. And that's because of my back and all the fucked up shit going on there. So my thigh went from 34 inches to 22 inches. So that is a loss of... That's my dog, Remy. Who's all about himself right now. So my thigh went from 34 inches to 22 inches, and that's a loss of 12 inches. That is a foot. A foot. Yeah. I'm going to skip these because these are the big numbers, so I'm going to come back to those. Under boob was 59 inches and now is 41 inches, so that is a loss of 18 inches, which is over a foot. It's a foot and a half, basically. Upper chest, which I just took like here, it's kind of like a bra measurement, went from 46.5 to 44.5. So I have, it really sounds like I haven't lost a lot of cuppage. I'm still kind of a C. There are times in my C bras that like there's full on, like the other day I was wearing a bra and literally the cups were like poking out. They're there. They're just not very full. But they're there. So yeah. They're still there. They're just very saggy and very deflated. My neck. I went from a 16.5 inch neck to a 13.5 inch neck. That is 3 inches lost on my neck. My wrist went from 7.1 inches to 6.5, which is basically bone. It's not, it got to 6.5 pretty early on, and it's not going to get any smaller. Which is a 0.6 inch. It's a little less than half an inch difference, and that half an inch on your wrist does make a difference. Does make a difference. I feel that a lot more than I feel a lot of these other ones. But that is a big one. It probably was a little bigger at before I took measurements, but that definitely hasn't gone down since I hit like 6.5. It's never moved, and it's really just flat out bone. So I took measurements on this part of my arm, and that was 12.5 and is now 10.5, so that is a 2-inch loss on this part of my arm. I actually have kind of like big forearms, and they're not, I don't know, like, a lot of people don't. I have kind of big forearms, but I haven't lost too much in there. I've lost 2 inches there. My upper arm, the bariatric bat wings, I was 17 inches, and now I am 13 inches, so that is a 4-inch loss there. So, totaling it all up, including like the doubles. I don't know if this includes the doubles. I don't know if this is the actual, if I included the doubles or if I didn't include the doubles, which is both arms, both legs. I'm tired and I can't remember. Anyway, I wrote down 104.1 inch, which is I forgot the big numbers. because I wanted to go back because they're the big numbers. So my hips used to be 80 inches. Let me just let that sink in a little bit. 80 inches. They are now 49 inches, which is a loss of 32 inches. To give you perspective, 3 feet is 36 inches. Yeah. I am 4 inches away from 3 feet. 3 feet! And that is just my hip pannus area. 3 feet. Waist used to be, and that is like my natural waist, used to be 70 inches and is now 45 inches. And I've lost 25 inches there. 2 feet is 24 inches. So 2 feet around my waist and almost 3 feet from my pannus. That's 5 feet, people. I know it's not total, but like, that's a lot. So my total loss of inches, however I calculated this, I can't tell you, was 104 inches, 0.1. That is 8 feet, 8 inches. 8 feet. 8 feet. Wow. So that's definitely, it was good to do. I've been having a rough go of feeling myself, I feel thin at times and I feel fat at times. It's very, it's very rough, going. The past 10 months have been interesting. I started this with a lot of gumption. I was going to the gym every day. I was eating very little calories. Even before I had surgery, I was eating less than 1,000 calories. I was very, very strongly committed. And I did that for a long time. And then Remy, don't bark. Sorry, he's growling at something. Probably somebody walking down the street. Yeah, I started with a lot of gung-ho-ness, and that's kind of left me in the last few months. I think it really started around my year mark where I hit April, and so I had been doing it really for about a year, and that, I think, entered a lot of things changed then. I definitely did the whole I can eat like normal person now, and what I meant by that is I could go back to eating the way I ate and everything will be fine. No, everything will not be fine if you eat the way you did. No, like, I let things back in, and then I was letting things back in all the time, and I would hear myself in my head go like, oh yeah, I've been good, I can have that. Oh yeah, and I was like, I'm saying that like to everything all the time. Like, it wasn't like I was actually having something once in a while. It was the fact that I was literally like every day going like, oh yeah, I can do that. No, can't do that every day. I am of the mindset that I can eat stuff off plan, and that's fine. It's all about, how do I put it? I preface this video with, I'm fucking exhausted, and I'm suffering from extreme exhaustion, and therefore my brain doesn't work as well. Let me preface this video with that. Yeah, I was letting things back in, like, all the time, and that was definitely, I went through that phase. And I've seen a lot of other people go through this phase where they're like, I can eat normal, and then they do, and then they, and by normal, we don't really mean like other people who, eat well. We mean like normal for us, or what used to be normal for us. And I've seen a lot of people go through this phase and then go like, oh no, or they think they can just, excuse me, guys, they think they can just add in like carbs and other things, other stuff that they hadn't had in, and then their weight loss like just plummets, like, or I mean, not like skyrockets. How about that? I don't know which way. Either way, you gain weight, you don't lose weight. And I've seen a lot of that too, and it's unfortunate, but that phase, seeing other people go through that phase makes you realize that you're not alone and that it's not the end of the world, and that you just, this is the reason, and you're not crazy, and you know, you just have to figure out the daily what works for you kind of thing. I did get back onto that. I lost my way with exercise. I was exercising like 5-6 days a week, and my back became a real problem. I'm figuring now I really must have done something at the gym to my back, like strained it or pushed my, I have 3 herniated discs, a torn disc and a misaligned bone in my back. So I think I must have done something to like make one of those things worse. And I think that really played a lot into my giant, enormous, sudden back pain that I suffered for a long time, and I'm really suffering from it daily now. It's pretty bad. Yeah. So to kind of catch you up with where I am now, I want to say March or April. It's been a while. Dude, don't growl at whatever you're growling at. I'm recording. If he suddenly howls, I apologize. I had blood work done because I hadn't had any blood work done because I lost my surgeon. If you're new to this channel and you don't know, after I had my surgery in late October, my insurance plan changed, and I could no longer see my surgeon come the new year. So I saw my surgeon right before the new year, which was right before I was supposed to get my first blood panel done. After that, I kind of put it off for a little bit because that was my own fault, and then I kind of had to fight my doctor, my primary doctor, on getting it done. And I've heard other people have this issue too before, where like doctors are like, whoa, I don't know anything about bariatrics, so I'm not going to help you out. And I literally turned to my doctor and said, at this point, my health is probably being impacted by this, and you're my doctor. So whether it's bariatric or not, like, you need to run a vitamin level on me. When they finally did the vitamin level, I had I was only low in 3 vitamins. I was low in vitamin D, which is superly common for women, and also superly common for people who suffer from fibromyalgia, which I have, B1, and zinc. She put me on a prescription for vitamin D, which was 50,000 units, whatever their BUIs or whatever it is, 1 pill once a week. And I took 100 of B1, and I don't remember what of zinc, but ran the panels again. I had to be on that for the vitamin D. I was supposed to be on it for a month and then retest, but I ended up on it for 2 months and then retested. When she retested, I was higher, but I was still not at vitamin D bare minimum level. So I was still low on vitamin D and B1, but my zinc was fine. And all my other blood work came back, like, really fine. So that took a while for me to get the results back, see my doctor again, by this time, in the last 2 months, possibly more, I don't know, I have fallen into an exhaustion hole of just, I want to curl into a ball and sleep at all times. I'm drinking 2 cups of coffee in the morning. I'm having several, like 0-calorie monsters throughout the day. And I could literally like chug this stuff and go right back to sleep. It doesn't tend to help very much, but without it, I would be probably dead. When I saw my doctor to go over my results, I mentioned the fact that the exhaustion is just every day getting a little bit worse. And how freaking tired I am. I can't put into words how tired I am. When I was going to college, I worked a 10-hour full-time job. It was 4 10-hour days, and then I would go to school full-time. I would have days that consisted from 36 to 48 hours because I would go to school in the morning. I would start my day mid-afternoon with a nap of maybe 2 hours. I would get up. I would go to school for, 4 hours or whatever. I would then go from there to work for 10 hours, and then I would go back to school for another, 6 hours, and sometimes more, depending on the day. And I don't remember how tired I was during this entire process, where, it would be, 36 to 48 hours before I could sleep again, and sometimes that sleep consisted of a couple of hours, not, real sleep. That's how I feel. I get a good 8 to 9 hours of sleep. Even on the weekends, I'll sleep for 12 hours. I feel like I did that. And she was like, well, maybe we'll do a sleep study. And I was like, I'm not against doing a sleep study, but I will say, I used to kind of snore before surgery, and since surgery, I don't snore at all. I didn't have sleep, a lot of the times they make you do a sleep study before surgery, and I didn't have to, because I didn't have any of that kind of stuff. And though you can definitely, have surgery and still have that, I was like, I'm fully up for being tested, but I don't really, other than my exhaustion, I don't really have any other symptoms of it. So, she was really uncertain as to why I would be so tired. She said even if my vitamin levels were low and that was making me tired, the fact that I'm taking supplements should, even if my levels are low, if I'm taking supplements, I shouldn't feel tired. Because you have it in your system. You might not be building up levels, but you have it in your system. So she was like, you really, if you're taking your supplements, which I am, I shouldn't be tired. Exhausted. And I'm not sure why. I've done a lot of research, as much as my poor exhausted brain can let me. And there's a lot of stuff. I will say, this is my new vitamin regimen. It's fish oil, B12, B1, magnesium, biotin, collagen. I threw some iron in just because. Somebody on my Instagram was like, maybe your iron level's low. I'm like, it's not low, but I'll try. A probiotic, antibiotics, some thing I don't remember how to pronounce. It's turmeric. I don't remember. It comes with pepper, which is funny. But pepper helps absorption. It's supposed to be for fibromyalgia and for anti-inflammatory. Yeah, I'm taking a shit ton of stuff. Oh, and D3, even though I'm taking my my prescription level, I'm also taking a daily D3. By the way, vitamin D makes me feel ill. Like, very ill. I feel like shit taking all of these, by the way. But I'm taking them anyway. And then I have my multivitamin. So, it is what it is. I am throwing everything at the wall in the hopes that I feel better in any way. So far, no. Yeah, it's been tough. Let's see. I went from a size 32, I was probably bigger than a 32, but the highest pants I had was a 32. And to a very comfortable size 18. I've bought 16s, but I'm not really there yet, and I have a pair of 14s and I'm really not there yet. I'm definitely running into a new thing that I've never had an issue before, which is that my upper stomach is getting to be the size of my lower stomach. That they're evening out. And so right now, like with shapewear and stuff, like I have a muffin top and 16s and 14s, and I was like, I haven't had a muffin top in a while because usually my bottom is bigger than my top, but now my top is kind of just sticking out. But I feel very thin at times. Mentally, it's kind of hard sometimes and I think I'm starting to get it now. I used to hear people talk about it a lot, about like, you know, being in a very small size and going like, but you're in a small size, how do you feel big? And it's like it's all the mental stuff. It's not stuff you can control. It's not stuff that even logic like makes sense to. Even as you get smaller, you will always kind of feel like you're some people, power to them, don't have this problem, but at least I've noticed a bunch of people as well as me have this, where even when you get smaller, you still feel like a big person, and it's odd not being the biggest person in the room. I was always the biggest person in the room. It's odd, not having to think about all of those things, because I'm kind of I'm teetering on the edge of normal size, of like the high end of normal, but like not in plus size clothes, and like my tops, I don't know what actual physical size my tops are, but I'm probably somewhere between, depending on the cut, a 2X and an X. Leaning, I think, more towards an X as long as there's some give. If there's no give, then probably a 2X, but a lot of my 2Xs are way too big for me now. In hoodies, I'm in, like, this is a 2, I don't know if this is a 2X or a 3X, but it's a very small hoodie. It was always way super small. But it fits like an XL, so I'm kind of in an XL hoodie. I bought a jean jacket that's a 16-18, and it's a little tight. Fashion, though. Biggest thing I think has changed for me is fashion. Dressing nicely, putting on nice shoes, owning nice shoes. I always had... Dude, don't change the light on me. He's poking his head through the curtain and it's like fucking up the light. Lay down. He's like, why aren't you letting me look out the window, Mom? Yeah, so fashion, wearing clothes, being fashionable, wearing accessories, getting dressed up, looking nice. I didn't know anything about this. I was like when I was in like 32s, like I was never that. I always envied them, the plus size people who dressed to the nines, who looked fantastic, who were coiffed, who just. I wasn't like that. I was never like that. I was like, don't look at me. I have to wear clothes 10 times too big for me. I want a tent. I don't want anything to cling. Like all of that. And I envied those girls. I really did. Like their makeup was on point. Like everything about them was gorgeous. And I was like, I wish I could have, I could have been that plus size person, but I wasn't. I was not that. And now I feel like I get a little towards there. I mean, there's still Slummy Sarah who wears her hoodies and, her hair looks like crap. Uh, but I do get dressed most days, like, like dressed up. I do look pretty. I do buy pretty clothes. I do buy accessories for my clothes. I do buy shoes. I definitely have shopping problems. I buy way too much. I'm trying to, like, and I have so many clothes. It's, now that it's a month marker, I need to empty out my closet and sort. Even though I really haven't changed sizes much in the last month, I do this pretty much every month to realize, like, this shirt has to go. Like, it probably had to go last month, but I really need to let it go now. Kind of thing, and there's lots of it. And I buy too much stuff. I've been very irresponsible with money. Could be transfer addiction. I think I was always kind of a shopper, but I think now that it's like it's an option, like now that I can buy clothes at pretty much any store, the fact that like they're pretty clothes and they look nice on me, like that encourages me to go buy more. I don't know if it's addiction level quality, but it's definitely a problem. I'm spending money I don't have, and therefore it's a problem. There's that. I did have my cousin's son come stay with me. He's 16. For like 4 or 5 days, like 4 days. He's interested in graphic design, and he came and shadowed me at work. And I had always wondered about having kids, and eating, like how that works, and not eating kids, but like I hear a lot of people talk about having kids and having to buy separate food for them and things like that. And I mean, he's not a kid, he's kind of almost full grown, but there was no issues there. I was worried he was going to bring like shit tons of crap into the house, and not that I'm not necessarily tempted by crap. I'm more tempted by carbs and breads. But that wasn't an issue. Like, he didn't really bring crap into the house, and we ate dinner and lunch together, and that was fine. So I was like, oh, this isn't as bad as I hoped. And I know, like, little kids are different, but it gave me a little bit of hope that if I have a kid, I don't have to feed them crap. Because I was kind of going like, I really don't know, like, I don't know, whether you can feed a kid what you eat on this. I'm like, I eat meat and vegetables for the most part, so how is that a bad thing? I don't know. I know they need fruits and stuff like that, but like, I have no problem giving them fruit. I don't know. Tangent, Sarah, tangent. Looking back on this journey, I can't believe it's been 10 months, and then in 2 months I'll be a year. see a lot of people start to struggle at this time, and I think I understand why now. My weight loss has, I mean, there's sometimes, my weight loss is like 3 pounds in a week, yay, and then I gain more. And it's not from eating. It was that I got a second period. I had my period, and then 2 weeks later, I had my period again. And the day of my period, I skyrocketed 3 pounds. And I was like, what the fuck? And if you think that a second period in a month is going to be light and airy, it's not. It was actually probably even more brutal than the first one. Yeah, that was fun. I also had like really bad cravings, really bad emotional, like everything. It was full on hardcore, like 2 terrible periods back to back. That was a lot of fun. And that's really where I gained from. I don't know if my 3-pound loss was probably unnatural due to like the build up to, because I always tend to lose weight right before my period and during my period, and then afterwards I'd regain some. So probably from dehydration, fluid balances or whatever. But like I'll go down and then go back up a little. I went down like almost 4 pounds, and then I went up 3 pounds. And then I came back down a pound. So I'm just all over the board. I'm not really bothered by it. I have to say, like, that's definitely, like, I remember early on where I was like, oh my god, I gained weight. And it's like, I didn't eat crap. I didn't eat really off-plan very much. I had a little bit of potato salad at some point. And like, I think Mike got a brownie last night, and I had like a little bit of the brownie. Like, just literally, I just took. She's like, I just want a tiny bit of the cake and tiny bit of the, the ice cream and tiny bit, and then I was done. And he's like, God damn you, make me get a whole brownie just so you can have like half a forkful. And I'm like, yes, I will get a brownie so I can have half a forkful. But overall, like, would I do VSG again? Yes. It's very hard to feel the difference. And yet, there is a real difference. I am skinnier and smaller than I've ever been in my life. I believe I was in a size 20 when I was in high school. Like, so the fact that I'm in an 18 now is like, I'm 36, so, oh, I never said that. I'm 36 and I'm 5'8". So yeah, like, if I was, if I was in a size 20 in high school, like, there's no remembering now, like, being anything smaller. And I think I was in, like, in a size 20, size 22 in high school. So this is definitely the lowest, smallest I've ever been. The fact that I'm on the verge of not being plus size is big. I'm definitely having mental issues with, is there more? Like, I bought a couple of pairs of used, like, size 16s. And they don't fit. Size 16 is a weird one. I think because you're getting out of the plus size, and, like, I don't know non-plus size stuff, so, like, I think I can fit a 16W. I'm thinking, is the W woman's? I don't know what W stands for. I think because Hello VSG 2016 had mentioned that 16Ws were bigger than 16s. So I think I'm definitely having, like, I don't know the strange size thing, people. Like, the sizes are getting weird. I think some of the ones I have could be juniors. And some of them are like, I think some of them are just 16s, and they're all very, very different. Like, the fact that I can put on a size 14 and fit it, but I can't put on, like, half the 16s I have I can't fit, are just weird. Um, Girl sizing, weird. Um, yeah, so like the fact that I'm kind of getting to the point where I'm out of plus size is kind of odd feeling, kind of makes my head a little odd. Um, and unfortunately, right now, the exhaustion takes the cake on everything. Like, I'm gonna go make myself a second cup of coffee. Um, but I worry. I worry having those size 16s that don't fit. Will they ever fit? And I kind of slap myself every time I have those thoughts, but they're not horribly invalid. I see a lot of people who, where they are at month 10, can be where they they might go a little further, but they might not go tons further. And I'm not giving up in any sense on that. I'm going to continue forever on this stuff, but like, I don't know if I'm really going to get terribly further down or if that's going to happen. I mean, I see people who started kind of close to where I am, excuse me guys, who've gotten a lot further, who've gotten down and, to the ones and, into Wonderland and maybe like 160 kind of area. And I was like, 170 is kind of AAA. Don't. No. I should probably go. But yes, that's definitely a current. I don't know if I'll reach there or not. So, dogs. Yeah. So that's definitely my current situation is extreme exhaustion. I'm following up with my doctors. I'm doing everything. Oh, the only thing my doctor said was she wants me to follow up with my gastrointestinal doctor because she thinks that I may be malabsorbing. Even though I have VSG and I have no malabsorption issues, really, that I could be malabsorbing, either from the fibro or from the surgery. In some way, my body is not absorbing the minerals properly from foods. So, from foods and from the other stuff. So, okay, guys, this is long enough. Bye.